Tuesday, January the 13th. My father has gone back to work. Thank God. I don't know how my mother sticks him. Mr. Lucas came in this morning to see if my mother needed any help in the house. He is very kind. Mrs. Lucas was next door cleaning the outside windows. The ladder didn't look very safe. I have written to Malcolm Muggeridge, care of the BBC, asking him what to do about being an intellectual. I hope he writes back soon, because I am getting fed up being one on my own. I have written a poem, and it only took me 2 minutes. Even the famous poets take longer than that. It is called The Tap, but it isn't really about a tap. It's very deep, and about life and stuff like that. The Tap, by Adrian Mole. The tap drips and keeps me awake. In the morning there will be a lake. For the want of a washer the carpet will spoil, then for another my father will toil. My father could snuff it while he is at work. Dad, fit a washer, don't be a Burke. I showed it to my mother, but she laughed. She isn't very bright. She still hasn't washed my PE shorts, and it's school tomorrow. She's not like the mothers on television. Wednesday, January the 14th. Joined the library. Got Care of the Skin, Origin of Species, and a book by a woman my mother is always going on about. It is called Pride and Prejudice by a woman called Jane Austen. I could tell the librarian was impressed. Perhaps she is an intellectual like me. She didn't look at my spot, so perhaps it is getting smaller. About time. Mr. Lucas was in the kitchen drinking coffee with my mother. The room was full of smoke. They were laughing, but when I went in, they stopped. Mrs. Lucas was next door cleaning the drains. She looked as if she was in a bad mood. I think Mr. and Mrs. Lucas have got an unhappy marriage. Poor Mr. Lucas. None of the teachers at school have noticed that I'm an intellectual. They will be sorry when I am famous. There is a new girl in our class. She sits next to me in geography. She's all right. Her name is Pandora, but she likes being called Box. Don't ask me why. I might fall in love with her. It's time I fell in love. After all, I am 13 3/4 years old. Thursday, January the 15th. Pandora has got hair the colour of treacle, and it's long like girls' hair should be. She has quite a good figure. I saw her playing netball and her chest was wobbling. I felt a bit funny. I think this is it. The dog has had its stitches out. It bit the vet, but I expect he's used to it. The vet, I mean. I know the dog is. My father found out about the arm on the stereo. I told a lie. I said the dog jumped up and broke it. My father said he will wait until the dog is completely cured of its operation, then kick it. I hope this is a joke. Mr. Lucas was in the kitchen again when I got home from school. My mother is better now, so why he keeps coming round is a mystery to me. Mrs. Lucas was planting trees in the dark. I read a bit of Pride and Prejudice, but it was very old-fashioned. I think Jane Austen should write something a bit more modern.